Start. So, guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to create. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a capture task sequence and then capture a Windows machine. So, in my environment, I have three machines. I have a DC, I have a SCCM server, I have a client, and at this point, I would highly recommend that health check your SCCM environment. If you health check your SCCM environment, number one, it's fine, your clients are fine, everything is good. Then we can proceed. And the second thing, I would highly recommend that divide that OSD in two stages. One is OSD Prep that we already did, and then verify that. So I'm going to quickly verify my OSD Prep. So all I need to do, first of all, go into Server Manager and make sure WDS is here. So WDS is here. Secondly, I'm going to go inside SCCM and I'm going to go to um, software library and operating system images. Make sure that the image that is there, it is green, and operating system installer is green, and boot images are both green. So in our case, we have both green. At this point, moving forward, I would take a snapshot of my environment, because if you ever need to revert back, you can revert back to this stage. And now I'm going to prepare my first capture image. It's very simple. Creating capture media is the easiest part of OSD. So all you need to do is you would select task sequence, and then you would select task sequence media. It would give you some options that what type of task sequence. They are all creating capture images. They are all creating medias. So here I'm gonna just select capture media. Once you selected capture media on this one, once you selected capture media on this one, you would click next. Now at this point, it's saying that where do you want to save this capture image and what will be the name of that file, the name of that CD. So here we're going to browse. So at this point, you can browse. And when you browse here, last time we created a folder on this called in sources. We created a folder called capture ISO. You can create a folder in capture ISO as well. And then within capture ISO, I just created a ISO called capture ISO. So I'm going to delete this one so that I can show you how it is created. So all I did was again cancel. I would go to browse, and within browse, first of all, I would again, although I am connecting to sources, but just to show you, I can double backslash and I can write my server name canaps SCCM1 and enter. I think in my case it's 01, so it's gonna give me error message. So UNC paths. So here it's just because I need to add 0 to this, 0, and enter, and I'll go to sources, and in sources all you need to do, right click here and create a folder called capture ISO. So once the capture ISO folder is created, within this folder, now it's saying that you are about to create a ISO file. What will be the name of ISO file? So the name of the ISO file, I'm going to name it capture, just capture, just capture. And guys, this is where it is about to create this ISO media. So once it is done, capture and save and next. And now it's saying that you need to add a boot image to the capture, and you need to also distribute it to the distribution point. So at this point, you would browse and here select boot image 64-bit, and then you would select your distribution point. So this now you see this is part of capture now, both of them. Now guys, you will get error message if you haven't distributed boot image from before. It will give you error message here. It won't even show you any boot images. So make sure your previous OSD prep is done properly. So once this is done, now it is about to create a capture media. Now at the same time, while so it is done, it was a very quick process, and I would it is done, and we can just cancel it once. Okay, hold on. I'm not gonna cancel it. What I'm gonna do is oh, it is going through. Okay, so it is going through. So it's good that we never canceled it. So it's processing and it is creating that ISO image. At the same time, while it is doing it, I'm gonna go to sources folder and see that what is being created in my sources folder here. So here this file is being created, and the total file size is 254 MB. So this is total 254 MB here. I'm going to go back to SCCM, make sure it is done. So go to SCCM, and now it is done properly. Now once it is done properly, now guys, here there are some trick steps. There are some tricks. So there is some trick steps here. Now what is a trick step, guys? Trick step is, remember that this capture ISO is sitting on SCCM server, but we need to mount it to Windows 7 image. So you cannot mount a ISO from server to Windows 7 image because both are VMs. So for that reason, I need to move that capture back to my host machine. So this is what I'm going to do. Just go to sources folder. Just go to capture ISO. Yes. So what I need is, I need to mount this capture on this machine, on this machine. Now this is a completely separate machine. You cannot mount a ISO that is sitting on SCCM machine right from here to this. So for that reason, I need to take it out from here and put it on my desktop. So once I do it, it will be more understandable. So all I need to do, from your SCCM server, right click on this, and then just go back to your desktop on your host machine and paste it here. So I'm going to paste it here. So as soon as you paste it here, now it is being pasted. It is pasting. It is now here. Why I pasted here? Because I need to mount it to my Windows 7 image. So now since I pasted, so everybody understand that I pasted it here. Now what I'm going to do with this, all I need to do is, I can go back to my Windows machine here and right click on client, and then go to settings, and within here I need to mount that capture. So right here I'm mounting this capture. Now if this would have been sitting inside SCCM, you cannot mount it. It has to be outside the SCCM server. So for that reason, I go to desktop now, and then right here I'm gonna just assign this capture here. Now guys, it is being recorded. You can follow step by step. So I am going a bit slow. So make sure that you mounted that capture here. If I mean, to go slow, you can just pause and move in your, when you're following the lab. Guys, one thing that you must make sure, when you mount it, you must get it connected. So if it is not connected, then it won't work. So here I would click OK. Now as soon as it is mounted, in few seconds you would see a auto run setup here. Now that auto run setup, if it doesn't appear automatically, what you can do is, you can go to folder, so it appeared automatically. If it doesn't appear, you can go to computer and CD and run it from there. But here, now I'm going to run it. So I'm right at this step, run it. Now I'm supposed to get an error message. Why? Because this machine is part of a domain. So let's run it. Now as soon as I run it, if this visit starts, it says welcome to the image capture. So I'm about to capture this client machine into SCCM. And all I need to do is click next, and here is the error message. It says this computer is part of a domain. Disjoin this computer from the domain before continuing image capture. Now at this point, what I'll do is I'll click OK, cancel this. Once you cancel it, now we all know how to disjoin this machine. We can go to computer properties and then go to settings here, and then since I already took a snapshot, so I can do it safely. If I need to redo it, I can just go back and redo it. So here I'll change it to a work group. This is called disjoining. So I'll just name it CanApps. I just can name it ABC or anything. Once this is all done, you can select here. I need to use username password. Once this is disjoined, it will restart. So it is already disjoined, and it will restart once. Once it is restarted, then we'll go back. I'll pause the. So this machine has already started. As soon as this machine starts, it asks me that the password is expired. Guys, now remember, I disjoined it So the only way to log into the machine is local admin account. So it is asking me for local admin password, and I'm going to give local admin password again one more time. Password is changed. And now what should I do? I'll mount that CD again one more time. So I think that CD, that image is automatically mounted before. So let me just confirm. I need that capture, right? So here, go to CD, and capture image is already mounted. So capture image is already mounted here, and all you need to do is that rerun this capture. So here, go to computer, go to CD, and now here you can launch media. So it runs again. So now this time it is going to capture the machine. Now once it is capturing, guys, there are two trick steps here. So there are two trick steps. Number one is that as soon as you start capturing, it is asking you where do you want to save the image. So this is a machine, and this machine will be image. Now where do you want to save this? This is where it is asking destination. So I am going to save it in my sources folder. Remember, that is why sources folder is shared. So this is saying that where do you want to save it. So I am going to browse, and then I am going to say go to my sources folder on SCCM 01, enter. It asks me for username and password because that is domain password protected. So here you need to use your domain account. So canap/administrator and password 1. As soon as it is done, it connects, and in sources this time I am going to create a folder here called, I'm going to say, captured image. So this folder will create my captured OS images. So in this, once this is all captured, this goes into this folder. So here, once this is done, in this, now I need to name it. So I'm gonna say, because I'm capturing this machine, I'm gonna call it, this is my master Windows 7. Master Windows 7. And then you save it. It will ask you for username and password. Here we should use domain username and password. So network path, enter. So here administrator, and then next. And here, created by, you can, these are not important things, but if you want, you can write your own name, write your version and some description, and then next and finish. Guys, at this point, what it is doing, it is starting the capturing image process, and then at this point it will shut down this machine, and it will start boot.windows.pe based on the boot image, and then it will start the capture process. I'm not going to pause this here so that you can see that what's happening here. Now main idea what's happening here is, so it is going on, it's saying preparing the capture machine. So while this is being initializing SCCM managed client, so it is managing it. Now since it is going on, just to recap what we did, we went into SCCM, we created a capture media, and then we copied that capture media back to our desktop. Then we mounted on a client machine and started that. It gave us that error message saying that disjoin that. We just disjoined it and rerun the image, and then now it asks for destination. And now this may take an hour or two. This may take an hour or two. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause it right here. I'm gonna pause it right here as soon as it moves to the next screen. Now one thing that I want to show is, look at this. Look at this. What is it saying? It's saying that it is running sysprep. The main function of sysprep is that it will create new SIDs, it will create new GUIDs for this machine, and it will be a fresh running Windows 7 image, and that image can be deployed anywhere. So here, let me, so now at this point it's saying that it did whatever it needs to do. Now all you need to do is restart. So I can leave it to restart on its own, or I can restart it now. Guys, now look at the screen. Everyone look at the screen. At this point, what's happening now? So now it will now start Windows PE. It won't start the normal Windows. So as soon as Windows PE started, it starts boot.vim file, and then it will now start capturing right after that. So, and then once it is done, it will take, I think, probably maybe depends on the machines. It might take an hour or two after once the capture is finished. And so this is a Windows PE, guys. Excellent. So this is Windows PE. And guys, if you get this screen, this is where the boot image is in use, and it is being created, and it's starting up. So I'll keep that. Okay. So guys, while this is going on, so this let this go on. It should complete, and at the end it should give you a vim file, and we're gonna take that vim file and put it in SCCM and distribute it. So this is one way. Let's take a 10 minutes break, and right after the 10 minutes break we'll start the second task sequence, which is more important. So this was the simpler one. There are few steps there, but it's a simpler one. Okay, so let's take a 10 minutes break, and right after the break we'll start. So this is still going on. The capture is still going on. It's been like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. I'm still gonna pause it, and then once it is okay, so now the image is captured, is done, and all I need to do is this. Right after, once the capture is done, I need to go back to, so here I'm gonna press OK. It will let the machine start, so we don't have to do anything on this machine. And all you need to do is, you need to go back to SCCM, and within SCCM, since that capture was done in sources folder, just first verify which folder it is done. So I'm going to go into this, and here I'm going to go to sources, and within sources you go to captured ISO, and here the images, and the total size is 3 gigs. So this is what it is captured. Now the next thing what I need to do with this is, all I need to do, go into SCCM and then go into operating system images, and right here within operating system images, all you need to do, right click, add operating system image, and browse, and here connect to your SCCM server, SCCM 01, and then go to sources, and then go to captured image, and then import this. Now you imported your capture image, so here I'm just gonna name it, because just to make it different, this is my master capture, because if you don't make it different, then it will look like exactly the same as your other image. So I just named it master, and then next, and done. Now what it is doing, it just brought in this, and the last, very last step, so this is brand new windows, and this one is my captured windows. The last step to do with this is just distribute it. So you need to distribute as soon as you go next, and then here distribution point, and then once it is distributed, so it is done. Once it is all distributed, so it is distributed, just make sure that this turns green, so it will turn yellow, and then in few seconds it will turn green. So this is what we need to do with the package once the capture, and then import it in SCCM. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to create a task sequence and work with a task sequence. This was task sequence media. We captured it and we brought it in SCCM. Now since this is all done, we can just save the video.